Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today I will try make something different, something like a sci-fi shape, so let's start. So the first thing I will create is a tile sampler, and my pattern input will be a polygon 2. So I will connect right here, I will decrease the gradient to something like this, and I will put this on my pattern input. Okay, I will switch the pattern to pattern input to get this input. I will decrease the X and Y amount. Maybe something like 6 by 6 should work well. And what I will do is create an offset to 0.5 like this, and let's scale. I will decrease one more like this to see if this will work. Yeah, work perfect, because the tiling will always break if you don't make this, because the let's see, I will need to make another improvement. Yeah, now it's perfect. Because the pattern will always be smaller on the sides if you use a very symmetrical X and Y amount, so you need to make this. And what I will do is take a maybe I can use the edge detect. Let me just make color random. And in this edge detect, we will use a flood fill and a flood fill grayscale. In this flood fill grayscale, I will create a map, like a pearly noise, should work well. And I will create a histogram scan to clip these values. For example, the contrast will be on maximum, and make something like this, and put this in my grayscale. And for this, you can create a very basic difference of colors. Maybe I can make luminance adjustments like this, should work well. And what I will do next is create a distance node that I will connect this flood fill to the first edge detect, and use the only source and decrease a little bit. Something like this. And what I will do is create a bevel here, but I will decrease the distance, and I will blend back. Let's connect right here. Maybe I can make a clamp on this. We'll go back here in my flood fill, make a luminance adjustments. I will make my first base color. Then the first will be gray. Oops. Let me connect right here. Make this type of connection. I will try to increase the saturation, and I will create a curvature. In this curvature I will create two levels, or just one, but I will create two blends, and I will blend with the spots to make my first roughness, and blend with the spots, but this one needs to be brighter, but in metallic. We'll create a levels to control this better. What I can do too is take this ambient occlusion. We'll create a levels to invert, and I will set up a color for this. And an output to be my emissive map. If I go back here in material editor, you use the emissive intensity. You can see how this result is working. If you go back here in the ambient occlusion, you can make this glow much more. It's a very interesting. Okay, but for now I will just disable the emissive. So I will go back here. One thing I will create is a straps. Oh, I forgot the name of the node. Where it is? Here, stripes. And what I will do is create a base color. Um, we'll create a levels with this. We'll create a black mask. I will take a gradient map, and this black I will use as an alpha, and I will set up a color for this. Just for example, we'll use red for see what is going. I will put here on my opacity, and let's set up a better pattern for this. Maybe increase. Let me go back here. I will try to create a blur HQ just for this. Maybe something like this should work. What I will do now is create some scratch on edges, and I will try first make this with the histogram, no, the high pass grayscale. I will take this gradient. Move this back, create a blend right here. One thing I will make is create a tile generator, but with a paraboloid, and I will decrease the scale. And what I will do is take this mask right here, and I will invert, and invert this. I will blend back as a let's see. Let me take this as detect. To take off these middle lines right here, we'll create a levels to make a better clamp like this. And what I will do, I will blend back with my tile sampler, and I will just put this on my opacity, and I will increase the tiling like this. And I will blend back with my base height. Something like this. With the emissive map, this works really cool. Let's try other colors. Or if you're working in a game engine, you can just make this white and put the color directly on your game engine, and that's what I will do because in Marmoset you can put a color. So I will put this white and just set up the color on Marmoset toolbag when I will do the final render. So let's go back here, disable the massive again. Let me see what more I can do. We create a levels. Let's see if I can extract something from this curvature. We try to use this as a mask. Let me try put a color right here. Maybe if I duplicate this ambient occlusion, I can find a better result for this. We'll invert. Mm, mhm. Okay. Maybe I can make um, a blend here in my metallic using this mask. And in my roughness too. Just a little bit like this. Okay. One thing I will do to make a better shape for this, I will try to make a spot. I will blur this one. And I will slope. We create a gradient. Just to make a color variation for this one. Maybe this red is too intense. Can decrease this. Okay, I will try make some more details right here. I will use the cells with edge detect. I will duplicate and I will create another one with a disorder and a different scale. Okay, what I will Okay, but I want this micro detail just in the gray part, so I will use this again as my mask. So we'll put this one, and this part right here is totally clean. One thing I will make is go here in the straps, and I will create a slope blur, and in the slope blur I will try to use the clouds, but I will blur this a little. We'll connect this one right here, this one. Oh, I will need to convert this to slope blur. Grayscale. Let me decrease this blur a little bit. Okay, what I can do right here is take one of these noises, like this one, and try to blend as a subtract. Like this. And of course I can put some color variation in these patterns. So I will make a very simple one right here. Can take this cloud right here and make a gradient map. Take some random colors. We'll try to blend right here, or can blend after this one. And we'll slope this blur with himself. Test. Let me try test another colors. One thing that can be cool if I put this pattern right here on my roughness map, and in my metallic too. Make some gradients. So, I think that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you next time.